Hey, English learners! Welcome back to our cozy little place to build your English confidence.
Hello everyone! How are you doing today? I am so excited for this brand new video.
I am doing really well, but I just had the funniest morning in my kitchen.
Oh really? What happened in your kitchen this morning? Please tell me.
I was making coffee and talking to myself out loud about my daily plans.
Wait, you were talking to yourself out loud while completely alone?
Yes, and my neighbor heard me through the window and knocked on the door.
Oh no, that is so embarrassing. What did you say to her?
I told her I was just practicing English, but she looked at me like I was crazy.
Well, that funny moment is actually perfect for today's new topic.
Today, we're talking about how to practice speaking English completely alone.
Oh, I love this topic because so many learners say they have nobody to practice with.
Exactly, that is the biggest excuse, but you do not need anyone else to start speaking today.
Wow, okay. But doesn't talking to yourself feel a little bit weird at first?
It feels super weird and silly at first, and I used to look around to make sure no one was listening.
Yes, that is exactly how I feel because I'm afraid of making mistakes.
But when you're alone, there's no pressure, no judgment, and no one laughing at you.
I never thought about it that way. So speaking alone is actually the safest place.
It is a total game changer, and you only need 10 minutes a day to do it.
Okay, I'm ready to learn. How does this 10-minute practice actually work?
First, let me ask you a question. What do you do when you learn a new English phrase?
I usually just write it down or try to remember it in my head.
Right, but just knowing a word in your head is not enough to speak it.
Really? Why is writing it down and understanding it not enough for fluency?
Think about it like driving a car. You can read a book about driving a car perfectly.
Yes, you can learn all about the steering wheel, the brakes, and the gears.
But until you actually sit in the driver's seat and drive, you don't know how to do it.
Oh, that is such a good example. So speaking out loud is like actually driving.
Exactly. Your mouth, your tongue, and your brain all need to work together by speaking out loud.
Yes, your speaking muscles need to move to build true confidence over time.
Precisely. You can't train your mouth by keeping the words locked inside your mind.
So reading silently is like looking at a map, but speaking is like walking the path.
Yes, you need to vocalize the sounds so your ears get used to your own English voice.
Sometimes I hear my own voice in English and I think it sounds completely incorrect.
That's exactly why you need a safe zone where nobody is judging your accent.
Relieved. A safe zone means I can make 100 mistakes and nobody will ever care.
Exactly. You are the king or queen of your own private English practice space.
That completely changes my attitude because fear usually stops me from trying.
Fear is the biggest wall for language beginners, but solo practice completely destroys that wall.
I can feel my confidence growing already just by understanding this simple concept.
Wonderful. Now let's get ready to break down the actual step-by-step structure.
Yes, let's discover how to divide these 10 minutes perfectly every single day.
The schedule is very specific, easy to follow, and highly effective for busy people.
Perfect. I love structured plans because they help me stay disciplined and focused.
Then let's jump straight into the first part of your daily 10-minute routine. The 10 minutes is divided into 3 small parts, and each part has a specific purpose.
I am listening carefully. What is the very first part of the practice?
The first part is just 2 minutes of warm-up talking about your morning.
So I just describe simple things like what I ate or what the weather is like?
Yes, just like you are telling a close friend about your simple daily routine.
I woke up early. I felt tired. And I ate eggs for breakfast. That sounds very easy.
Exactly. The warm-up is not about perfection. It is just about waking up your speaking muscles.
I like that idea. A speaking warm-up is like stretching before a big workout.
Now, the second part is my absolute favorite. It is 5 minutes of topic talking.
Wait, 5 whole minutes of talking alone? That sounds a little bit scary to me.
Most people surprise themselves. You just pick one simple, everyday topic that you enjoy.
What kind of simple topics should people choose for this part?
Topics like your favorite food, a movie you watched, your hometown, or your dream travel destination.
Oh, okay. So I do not need to talk about something serious or complicated.
Never. Keep it fun and personal, because the ultimate goal here is fluency, not perfection.
Does fluency mean speaking smoothly even if I make some small mistakes?
Yes, small mistakes are totally fine. The important thing is to keep talking without stopping.
That is so freeing to hear, because I always stop myself when I make a mistake.
Stopping yourself is a bad habit that slows you down, and solo practice breaks that habit.
Wow, that makes a lot of sense. So, what is the third and final part of the 10 minutes?
The last 3 minutes are for reflection, where you review your own speaking performance.
What do I ask myself during this mini review at the end?
You ask yourself what words you used, what words you forgot, and what you can say better next time.
Oh, so you actively notice your own language patterns and become your own teacher.
Exactly. And that's where the real, powerful English learning happens for students.
This 3-part system covers warm-up, heavy practice, and smart review very quickly.
Yes, it's a complete learning cycle packed into a tiny block of time.
Do I need to use a physical timer on my smartphone for this?
Yes, using a loud timer keeps you accountable so you don't stop early.
If the timer is ticking, I'll force myself to keep finding words.
Exactly. It creates a tiny bit of healthy pressure to keep your brain active.
What if I finish describing my topic in only 3 minutes instead of 5?
Then you pivot. Start talking about a completely different related memory from your past.
Ah, so if I talk about movies, I can switch to talking about a cinema visit.
Yes, just keep the stream of English words flowing out of your mouth constantly.
This sounds like an amazing exercise to build quick thinking skills in English.
It truly is, because fluency is all about linking your thoughts directly to speech.
I am definitely ready to try this structured routine tonight before going to bed.
That's the spirit. Now let's discuss what happens when your mind stops completely. But what if my mind goes completely blank while I am talking alone? What do I do?
Going blank is totally normal. Every learner goes through this. Even highly fluent speakers go blank sometimes.
Really? What do fluent English speakers do when their minds go completely blank?
Smiling. They use filler phrases like, "Well, let me think," or "That is a good question."
Oh, so those little phrases are like bridges that buy your brain some time to think.
Beautifully said. They keep the conversation moving forward while your brain catches up.
That makes me feel so much better, because I thought going blank meant I was bad at English.
No, it just means your brain is working hard and pushing itself to improve.
This is amazing. Is there a scientific name for talking to yourself like this?
Yes, it is called self-talk, and researchers found that it makes you learn much faster.
Wow, seriously? Just talking to yourself out loud makes you improve faster?
Yes, because speaking out loud activates a completely different part of your brain than reading silently.
So you're literally rewiring your brain every time you practice speaking out loud.
Exactly. It moves the English words from your short-term memory into your long-term memory.
I feel like I have been stuck studying silently for way too long.
The good news is that you can start training your speaking muscles starting today.
But what if I repeat the same mistakes over and over while practicing alone?
That is why you use your reflection time, and you can also record yourself on your phone.
Listening to my own recorded voice sounds incredibly awkward and strange.
Everyone feels that way at first, but recording yourself is like a free coach.
A free coach who's available 24 hours a day and never judges my mistakes.
Yes, and you can also look in the mirror to practice your facial expressions and body language.
Oh, because confident speakers use their face, hands, and eyes to look more expressive.
Exactly. It's a perfect two-for-one deal for your confidence and speech.
Can you give me an example of how to explain a missing noun or verb simply?
Sure, if you forget the word refrigerator, you can say, the big cold box in the kitchen where we keep food.
Wow, that's what native speakers do too. When they forget a word, they describe it.
Exactly. This is called circumlocution, and it's a major secret to fluent communication.
Exciting! So, solo practice teaches me how to survive a conversation even when I forget vocabulary.
Yes, it forces you to be creative with the English words you already know right now.
This means I don't need a massive vocabulary to start speaking fluidly today.
Not at all. You just need to become an expert at using the simple words you already possess.
That takes away so much pressure from the whole learning process.
Good, because learning should feel like an exciting adventure, not a heavy chore.
Have you ever seen a real student succeed using this 10-minute method?
Yes, I had a student named Lily who was terrified to speak English in public meetings.
I know that painful feeling. Her face probably went red and her mind went blank.
I told her to practice self-talk for just 10 minutes every single morning for 30 days.
Did she actually do it? And what happened at the end of the month?
She did, and she successfully answered a sudden question at work in English without freezing at all.
Wow, that story gives me goosebumps. Just 10 minutes a day at home changed everything.
It shows that confidence in speaking does not come from being brave, it comes from being prepared.
Let us dig deeper into this idea of preparation. What else can we do during these 10 minutes?
You can actually pretend you are in different situations, like ordering food or doing a job interview.
Oh, like role-playing by myself in my bedroom? That sounds very fun and useful.
Yes, you play both characters. You ask a question as the waiter, and you answer as the customer.
So I can say, "Would you like some coffee?" and then answer, "Yes, please," to myself.
Exactly. This trains your brain to switch between questions and answers rapidly.
That is brilliant because in real life, conversations happen very fast and we need quick reactions.
Yes, and when you practice alone, you build that fast reaction time without any social anxiety.
What about reading out loud? Does reading a book out loud count as solo speaking practice?
It's a good warm-up for pronunciation, but it doesn't train your brain to create original sentences.
Ah, because when I read, the author already created the sentences for me.
Exactly. To build true fluency, your own brain must choose the words and create the grammar structure.
So creating original thoughts out loud is the real workout for the speaking muscle.
Yes, it's like lifting heavier weights at the gym to make the muscle grow stronger.
This is making so much sense. I can feel my mindset about English changing completely.
Another great technique is storytelling. You can describe a funny movie you watched recently.
Oh, I can talk about the plot, the main characters, and why I liked the ending.
Yes, and you can practice using past tense verbs naturally while you tell the story.
Past tense is always difficult for beginners. Practicing it alone removes the fear of making mistakes.
Exactly. You can say, I went or he saw without worrying about a teacher correcting you instantly.
This makes practicing feel like a fun game rather than a stressful school lesson.
That's the secret to consistency. If the practice is stressful, you'll find an excuse to stop.
But if it's only 10 minutes and it feels like a game, anyone can do it every day.
Exactly. Consistency is much more important than studying for 3 hours once a week.
10 minutes every day equals 70 minutes of active speaking practice a week.
Yes, and that's 70 minutes of actual mouth movement, which is more than most classroom students get.
Impressive! That's a shocking truth. Classroom students mostly listen and write silently.
Precisely. That's why solo practitioners often learn to speak much faster than traditional students.
I am so ready to turn this routine into my ultimate daily habit.
Your dedication is fantastic, so let's recap all the powerful phrases we used.
Let us review the great vocabulary phrases we learned in today's lesson.
Phrase number 1 is speaking muscle, which means your ability to speak English effectively.
I need to train my speaking muscle every single day, just like going to the gym.
Phrase number 2 is going blank, which means your mind suddenly has no ideas or words.
I went blank during my practice and forgot the simple words I wanted to say.
Phrase number 3 is filler phrases, which are small words you say to buy your brain some thinking time.
I used a filler phrase like, "let me think," to give myself a second to remember.
Phrase number 4 is self-talk, which means talking to yourself out loud on purpose to practice.
I use self-talk every single evening in my kitchen to practice my English skills.
Phrase number 5 is rewiring your brain, which means changing how your brain thinks through repeated habits.
Daily practice is slowly rewiring my brain to think in English perfectly and naturally.
Phrase number 6 is circumlocution, which means describing a word when you cannot remember its name.
Using simple words to explain a difficult word is a great way to maintain communication flow.
Wow, you did an amazing job summarizing everything today. See, you are already making progress.
Let us do a quick final summary of the 10-minute solo practice for our listeners.
2 minutes of warm-up talking, 5 minutes of topic talking, and 3 minutes of reflection time.
Remember to use filler phrases, play both characters in a role play, and use circumlocution when you forget words.
Where do you usually practice English alone? Is it in the shower, the car, or the kitchen?
Tell us in the comments section below because we absolutely love reading your stories.
Please subscribe to our channel today so you never miss a single daily English lesson.
Thank you so much for spending time with us today. Keep practicing and goodbye.
See you in our very next video, friends. Goodbye.
Do not wait until tomorrow morning to start your practice. Try it tonight.
Yes, even just 2 quick minutes before bed will help your brain process the language.
Every tiny effort counts toward your long-term fluency goal.
We believe in your journey, and we are here to support you every step of the way.
Stay consistent, stay positive, and never stop speaking out loud.
Have a wonderful evening. Keep your speaking muscle active, and see you soon.
Goodbye, everyone. Enjoy your practice.
Bye-bye. See you tomorrow.
Before we go, we have one final question for you today. Where is your favorite private place to practice English alone? Is it in the quiet shower, inside your car, or in the kitchen like me?
Please tell us your answers in the comments section down below, because we promise that we read every single comment on our videos.
Your wonderful support is our true motivation to keep creating these lessons for you every single day.
Thank you so much for watching. Keep practicing your speaking muscle, and we will see you tomorrow. Goodbye.